Um, First, I'll say this about John. It's so easy to take that success for granted that he has here. Those young men, I shouldn't say kids, those young men get better and better constantly. What he does with their skill level, what he does with their perseverance, what he does with their togetherness, what he does with their toughness, and getting them to buy into one another is really, really extraordinary. And I know you guys see it on a daily basis. I've respected it for a long time. And I'm not just saying that because I'm friends with him. I'm saying because it's actually mind-boggling how good a job he does with that. And that team just gets better and better. We have to beat them, and we couldn't. We were close at times. They don't beat themselves very often. And I think that's a tribute to how well he coaches, how well he teaches, what he demands, and then eventually what happens, and I think you're starting to see it now, is, obviously he's a huge personality, but the personality of their team comes from him because they start self-directing. They start being a player-led team. And I think that's what I saw tonight from them. And that's what we aspire to be. We're very young in that respect. But over the years, what he has done to just make teams better and better throughout the season, man, don't take it for granted. I mean, again, I know you see it every day, and there's been success in this program for decades, but it is really extraordinary what he does. And for us, it's tough because we really went to battle, and I'm proud of the way we battled, and I'm certainly not sitting up here feeling good about a battle, but that was a big step for us, and we had our chances. And the bottom line for us is we've got to guard the ball better, whether we're man or zone, and we've got to rebound the ball better, whether we're man or zone. But we did come to compete on the glass, and they just got a few too many of them at the end. I just looked at the rebound numbers. I've not even studied this stat sheet, but we just got to continue to learn. And I think we have, for where we're at youth-wise, with as many new guys and young guys as we have, and starting 3 freshmen in here, we got to go through things so we can grow into some things. And I think that's how I see my team right now. But we went at it with them, and they're just an outstanding team. And there's a reason that they're the class of what they are in college basketball, and there's a reason he's the coach that he is. It's just, you get out there with him and you see that toughness, it's amazing. So, go ahead.
If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll get a wireless mic to you.
Go ahead, Jared.
Tom, can you talk about Quickly's defense on Edwards? He's had good success.
Yeah, I haven't even studied this. Quickly is a tremendous player. I mean, what's he shooting? Almost 60% from 3 in the last 5 games. He's quick, he's active, he's agile, he moves, he can really guard. He's got great feet, he's got great hands, he's got great quickness. And then you add the size on that, that is a prototype big-time guard. So I thought Anthony did some really good things tonight, for this environment, and made some big plays. Some plays obviously like any other night you'd like to have back, but Anthony gets a lot of attention, and the key is that they did a really good job. But we were also able, because they were face guarding in the 9, we were also able to get some baskets other places, and so, and Anthony is the kind of player that he'll understand that because he's such a good teammate, right? Like they were trying to take him away. Okay, well let's go create something for somebody else. And that's why we made the change at halftime. That's what we had a little bit at the end of the first half. We took a couple of jumpers. You can't have, against some teams you can have a bad stretch. Against Kentucky, your bad stretch has got to be minimal. And once it starts stemming into 3 or 4 possessions, they're good enough to take advantage of it. And that happened to us a couple times tonight. So, that Quickly is an outstanding player. That whole backcourt is.
Right side out.
You guys came out in the second half and pretty much did a good job of closing the gap. Cal Fair crossed timeout, closed it up. What was the message at halftime that allowed you guys to close it up?
Continue to do what we're doing. Cut even better, move even better. I mean, they're so focused on taking Anthony away. Keep cutting him, keep moving him, right? But also play off of that. If they want to take him away, let's drive the ball into those areas. And I thought Ty Fagan did a really good job in the first half. So I decided to make that switch in the second half to get it started, put the ball in his hands, take Wheeler off the ball, and move him. And we got lucky. We got some good plays. But We just had a couple of tough stretches, and other than that, we were right there. But I was very confident with how our team was playing at halftime.
Keep going here in the middle.
Coach, just wondering how much is morale a concern at this point? Obviously, you've had a tough stretch here.
It really isn't. I'll tell you why. I mean, it's tonight's a decision night, right? Like, when you go out there and battle, like, and again, there's no moral victory, right? I mean, that's not what I'm saying here. But we brought a very young team into this environment. I know you see this every day. I haven't been here since 2010. With Indiana. I mean, it is an incredible environment in here. And for a team to go in there and play that way, it's like decision time. Do I love to win? Do I hate to lose? All right? And if I do, then I'm going to bottle this up and I'm going to keep getting better and better and better. If I was in and I just played hard and, man, it was Kentucky. But we haven't been like that. We beat Tennessee a week ago, right? We went to Memphis a couple of weeks ago. I mean, we're growing up, right? And it's a hard league to grow up in. It's a hard league to win in. But I'm not really worried about morale. I mean, if somebody really struggled with getting up to continue to play after being in a battle like this tonight, I'd be more worried about my morale, right? Like I couldn't play those guys, right? I mean, I want to see guys continue to grow up because that's what this game is. That's what this league is.
John.
A lot of the experts say that the conference is down this year, and yet you think it's a hard league. Why do you think it's so difficult, and what's your general assessment?
League is the one thing that I think I read so much less and watch so much less TV, so I don't even really know what people say. I would say this: the people that are saying that have never laced it up and played in a game like this or coached in this. There's not very many leagues that aren't really hard. Okay, but when you get into the power conference level or something like this, it is really, really hard to win in this league. The rebounding is, I mean, we're fighting tooth and nail to be on the boards, and they're a dynamite rebounding team. I mean, I think because there's so many teams that have good rebounding, there's teams that have downhill players, there's teams that have outstanding coaches. Obviously, there's teams that can get a little bit deeper, with their depth. It's really easy to have everything look the same. It's not, right? And it all plays out as it goes. But I don't really have an opinion other than I'm in this league, and it's as tough a rebounding league in my 20 years as head coach I've ever been in. And I said it a year ago when I got here about this time. You realize at the end of the year, and it's harder than even that. So I think it's an unbelievably hard league.
Okay, folks, thank you very much.